Hi, everybody. Today, we'll be looking at the casino floor, which houses 9 slot machines. To play, it costs 9 ender pearls, which you deposit here. To use this thing, you just throw them in one at a time, but you do have to wait for 3 dings before every throw. If you play multiple times without leaving the casino, you get a special deal in the form of a random discount each game. And though this makes it cheaper and faster to play, the house will always retain a slight edge. Once you hear an extra bonus chime, right there, that tells you that you have paid in full and you can now play any of the machines. For example, this one. We still use levers because we're a bit vintage. Unfortunately, that's not a jackpot. But on the bright side, the next game only costs you 7 pearls. And that's a jackpot. 3 golden cherries wins you 9 ender pearls. It's the smallest jackpot, but on the bright side, your next game will only cost you 6 pearls. The underbelly for this thing extends quite a bit beyond the casino property, which did make it a bit tricky to build because we had to build around other underground structures such as the sewage system. But let's take a look at this mechanism in action and see how the slots actually work. When you throw a pearl into the payment system, there's an underground aquatic infrastructure that deposits the pearl into one of 2 highways. The highway then delivers this pearl into one of 9 holding cells, each of which lies directly below a slot machine. The highway is based on a design by Ashlaja, which I have linked in the description. We need to use a block to push the ender pearl because it's inconsistent to push it directly with the pistons. To reset the system, the block of diorite is pushed into a conveyor that loops back to the start. Oh, right. I put 1 plank in there for good luck. The conveyor basically works like this, resetting itself after each use. However, to save time, we put another block in the bottom right-hand corner and change the order in which the conveyor loops. This allows the system to take in a new ender pearl before it's done with the last one. It's a bit trickier when the holding cell is not at the end of the highway, because the conveyor needs to be temporarily paused while the ender pearl is moved out of the way. Another way we save time is by taking advantage of the fact that we have 2 water highways, each with 4 holding cells. By alternating between these 2 roads, we can input in a new ender pearl into the system before the previous one has completed its journey. There's also a 9th slot machine, which has its own input method. Each holding cell can launch its ender pearl, which lands in front of its slot machine, teleporting the player there. A random number of these holding cells are fired in the appropriate order to animate a slot machine. I was initially against the idea of animation in Minecraft because I figured you could animate anything by just building the intermediate frames in some hidden location, but what sold me on the idea was Rena's suggestion of having 9 slot machines instead of 1, so that all the animation frames were already naturally built into the environment, which I think is really cool. The payout comes from the casino vault, which has 1 input line and 1 output line. The output line delivers pearls to the player when they hit a jackpot. The input line is what allows the casino to be self-sustaining. The input line automatically refills the casino's vault by sucking up any excess pearls from pachinko. Also, a big thank you to Cortezarino for designing the randomizer that powers the slots. I've also left a link in the description to that. Also, it's Christmas,